First of all, new album is out on 15th of May. So its name is Obsidian. Obsidian on Wiki, I read that it's a black dark rock. So does it relate to the sound that we could expect from this new album?
Well, at first, myself and Nick, the vocalist, we were talking about album titles, and he came up with he said, "Have you heard of Obsidian?" And I said, "Yeah, it's this volcanic rock. It's black, it's shiny, it's sharp, or whatever." And he said, "Yeah," but he said he'd looked into it, and it was very commonly used in statues and things like that in pre-Christian pagan folklore in Europe and Britain. So when we were talking about the artwork for the album, that helped us come up with the idea for I don't know if you've seen the artwork, but it's all that kind of iconography, you know, all the symbolism of pre-Christian times. I mean, we don't believe in all that stuff, but we just thought it was an interesting concept, and we loved the art idea. And Obsidian was the thing that gave us that idea, so that's why we called the album that.
Okay. So, in fact, Nick, in another interview, said that this album about the sound is the most eclectic album that you have released. In my opinion, Obsidian is a compendium, a summary of that everything that you have done in your career. The sound of the last releases is mixed together with the sound of Symbol of Life, for example, or 1 second sometimes, period. Especially in the use of voice, for me, my opinion, of course, and the bass arrangements too. Do you agree with me about it?
Yes, I do. I mean, it wasn't something that we set out to do or wanted to. We knew we wanted to do a more refined album than Medusa. We knew we wanted to do something more varied and more eclectic, but we didn't have a plan to like cover all eras of the band. It's just that's how it turned out. You know, we wrote it a song at a time, and when we finished all the songs and listened back to it, we thought, wow, this really does sum up the sound of the band and kind of the history of Paradise Lost. And it wasn't until after we'd finished the thing that we realized that, but I totally agree with you.
Yeah. Okay, perfect. Okay. So because I have listened to an album for 3 or 4 times, and I find a lot of characters from the sound of Symbol of Life or 1 second. So the thing that most expressed me is that every song is different from the previous one, but it's absolutely linked to a Paradise Lost brand. So could this depend on the fact that the lineup has been solid for all these years?
Probably. I mean, we've definitely grown up together from being kids, you know. So we're very comfortable with each other, very comfortable, not just personally and friend-wise, but musically as well. We know exactly how each other plays, how we play off each other, how people are going to interpret the songwriting. So we're very comfortable with each other, and I guess that does show in the music. I think with this record though, with Obsidian, it's more reflective than the last 2-3 records. You know, it's kind of not as aggressive lyrically or musically. It's kind of more inward looking and kind of reminiscing, you know. So it's a very grown up record, I think, and I think that's come from us all being together for so many years, probably.
Okay, perfect. So last year was very important for you because that is the year of No Celebration biography. The first official biography of Paradise Lost. It will be released in Italy only this year in 2020. How was it to talk about yourself after 30 years of career?
It was strange. It was interesting. It was. I mean, what happened was it was sort of a couple of months after we released Medusa, we were approached about doing this biography, and then once every week for about 2 hours, everyone did an interview with or talked to the biographer, and it was kind of like therapy every week.
Yeah.
It was like when it finished, we were all disappointed. When we stopped doing the interviews. But reading the book back, when I read the book, I found it a very strange experience, because you're looking at your own history through someone else's eyes and someone else's experiences. So, I found things out about myself that I didn't know. If I was in the wrong, or if I was too serious at times, or it's a very strange thing that you can only find out once you've done it. But I think the book's great. I think it really does go really in depth into the characters of the people in the band and the history. So, but I can't say anything other than it's a strange experience.
Okay, perfect. So this year is the 30 years of Lost Paradise, your first release. So, what do you think about this album now, after these years, and what do you remind about these times when you were younger, and we are younger, and the music scene is totally different from now?
Well, I remember that obviously we were very inexperienced, and we were just very excited to have a record deal. Our second demo was, with the Frozen Illusion demo, we wanted the album to sound like that. But Hammy from Peaceville, who owned the Peaceville Records, he wanted to be like an executive producer. So he came in the studio when we were recording the first record, and he made it sound different to how we wanted it. So, the songs are the songs. The songs are what we wanted to be at the time. And it does its job as a debut, but we prefer the sound of the second demo to the first album. We thought it didn't have enough atmosphere. But we only had like 2 days, 3 days to record the whole thing. But if I could have done it again, there's no point redoing things, but if I could have my time again, I'd have made it sound more like the demo.
Okay, so you are now and have been a reference point for a lot of bands wherever in the world. So, but have you some brand, new blood band to suggest, or some band that you think that you have especially influenced now?
Some band that we have influenced. Well, I only know from talking to people who say they've been influenced by us. So, like bands like Catatonia were influenced by us. Him were influenced by us. Lots of bands, Moonspell, Tiamat, lots of bands. But I don't know, all those bands just were influenced by us on their first record or something, and then went on and did their own thing. I remember a band like Orphaned Land from Israel. The first time I heard them was on a tribute to Paradise Lost. They did a cover of Mercy. And I just thought it was an amazing cover version. And that's why we got in touch with them and got them to support us on a full European tour. So, over the years, I keep finding out about new bands that say, "Oh, we were inspired by you," and it's a very nice thing to have, to have someone say it's the ultimate accolade, really, for someone to start their own music because of your music. So, but I'm constantly inspired by new bands as well myself. I'm kind of obsessed with Bandcamp. I go in it all the time and find like new little bands. It's usually in extreme music, but there's lots of really interesting things on there. I think it's more interesting than mainstream metal, really, because a lot of the bands on there, they're kind of far more diverse and have no fear, like maybe some of the established mainstream bands do. So it's I think Bandcamp's a great platform for new bands.
A lot of people go to Bandcamp to find out new bands and new music in general, because I'm going to. Yes, and so last question. If you have 3 records of your life.
3 records?
3 records, yes. Not only metal, music in general.
Yeah, okay. Well, I think one would be, this is a weird one, but it's Jesus Christ Superstar, the music from the motion picture. I'm obsessed with Ted Neely, who was in the film. My mother was into it when we were kids, and me and my two brothers grew up just listening to it all the time. So we were kind of obsessed with it, which is weird because we're atheists, but the music transcends that. It doesn't matter. It's just great music, great performances, and a timeless thing, something from my childhood, so that would definitely be one of them. I think another would be Dead Can Dance, Within the Realms of a Dying Sun.
Yeah, beautiful.
Because it's just so dreamy. I can get lost in that record and switch off. I've listened to it. It's my choice of background music as well. If I'm just doing something in the house, I usually have that record on.
You use a music from Dead Can Dance for our intro, maybe in the 90s.
We did, yeah.
Yeah. Because,
we also covered a song from that record. We covered Xavier. We covered that song, I don't know, about 10 years ago. So it's been something that especially myself and Nick have loved since we started the band, So that's another one. And I'm going to have to choose it's difficult to choose between the first Candlemass record and the first Celtic Frost record, but I think I'm going to have to go with the first Celtic Frost record, Morbid Tales, just because it just helped me get into metal, because I was into different types of music before that. I wasn't really into metal, and that kind of led me into the world of metal,
Okay, perfect. So we are finished. Thank you very much, Greg, for everything.
You're welcome.
Thank you very much for your time. I hope to see you live early in Italy too.
Whenever. Maybe later this year, hopefully.
Yes. 2 years ago, I moved to Munich to see you live at a festival, beautiful with baby metal and icebreaker. I don't remember the name of the festival, but the last time that you have seen you live, it was really, really beautiful. So congratulations for all, because your music is really into my life. So I'm really excited to speak with you. So I'm a big fan first of all.
You're very kind. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for everything. We will publish this interview in our new website. And so yesterday we interviewed Soilwork, other band, a Europe band. So we are going to follow to interview the main band of Europe, because we are into metal and we believe in the rock, and we believe in everything. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Okay,
it's a pleasure to speak with you.
You too.
Okay.
Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye. Thank you.